Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank all the witnesses, especially Talia, and for all you've been through. We appreciate your testimony and your passion and commitment. Also, Mr. Chairman, I want to commend, this is not often on the committee do we see unanimity in terms of the forthright concern about anti-Semitism. And some of the compelling testimony and also some of the compelling questions from our colleagues. Along the lines of what a number of members have said, I wanted to ask our former colleague, Mr. Deutsch, especially because you're so familiar with the process. I would like to submit for the record a report from the Department of Education that shows that the Department of Education Office of Civil Rights has received a record number of discrimination complaints while losing department staff. And so that kind of cuts to the question that Mr. Marcus was asked as well, et cetera, and also plays to your response with regard to the administration. If your budget is cut and you have record number of complaints and we're not receiving the resources and the Department of Education isn't able to meet these critical cases, what happens, especially when cases are put forward and they're left open for months? Mr. Deutsch, could you respond to that?
Sure. First, just to follow up on Mr. Marcus's point, I think in your exchange with Mr. LaHood, I think it's really important for the department to be very clear about what the potential repercussions are for universities, so that everyone understands what the result of these cases could be, where these could lead. The fact that they're now, it's a step forward that they're now disclosing the number of cases, I think it's really important to be clear about what the penalties are. And then at the same time, the good news is there are so many good news, bad news. Because of the situation we're in, there's a crisis, but they're stepping up to meet the crisis and launching these investigations. The problem is there aren't sufficient investigators. There aren't enough resources. I agree with Mr. Marcus that it's slow. The workload for each of the investigators almost guarantees that. They need additional funding so that you can bulk up the staff at this moment when these more investigators will mean a greater and a faster response.